Welcome back to the video. Today we are back from our NFL video. This time talking about if Chris Olave can finish the 2023 to 2024 NFL season as a top 10 receiver in receiving yards. Before we get into it though, just real quick, I want to give you guys a quick rundown of what this summer kind of holds as far as content on this channel. I'll be doing at least one video on every single team talking about one player. Might be on defense, might be on offense. More offensive heavy, but I do have it like literally all of them planned out. It's just a matter of uploading them now and recording them and stuff, so I know like what I'm going to do for everything. Then also I'm going to do individual videos focusing on the entire team, talking about what I think they're going to do going into next year. We'll have our tier list coming very, very soon. So a lot of NFL videos this summer with, of course, Madden still mixed in. Although for my Madden viewers, you know that this is kind of the downtime of Madden. It's kind of dying out. But once August hits, Madden will ramp back up. NFL will stay the same, really, for the NFL season. So a lot to get into. But yeah, so for Chris Olave, so I have a few things pulled up already. I kind of have an idea of where we're going to be going when we're talking about this. But I want to start out with Chris Olave's... where is my mouse? Okay, we're going to start out with Chris Olave's stats from this past year. And it is worth mentioning he actually only played in 15 games. So that's 2 less games. So who knows what those stats could have been. Maybe about 100 yards more. And that will come into play in a minute here. But either way, Chris Olave, as much as I hate to say it as a Panthers fan, is quite the receiver. I'm a big fan of Chris Olave. I think he's very, very good. And I'm going to root for him except for the 2 times a year the Panthers play the Saints. But he put together a really good rookie season, and honestly, if it wasn't for Garrett Wilson, in my opinion, he should have won Offensive Rookie of the Year. I feel like he was a little underrated toward the end of the year, I guess, because maybe he missed a game, maybe just didn't stay as high, I guess. I don't really know, but I think he had a phenomenal season. So looking at this, his best game by far, well, at the beginning was, funny enough, against the Panthers. In that win, he had 147 yards, no touchdowns, but he did find the end zone 4 times over the course of last season. So, of course, that's very good. But that was his biggest game as far as receiving yards go. And after that, he really stayed pretty consistent, had another 100-yard receiving game against Arizona, stayed around at least 50 yards until his next 100 game, and then he didn't have one the rest of the season. And again, I can't remember what games he missed in here, but you got to factor those in as well. So he was honestly incredibly consistent. I mean, his first game was kind of, average 40 yards, but he only got around 40 yards like twice the rest of the year. Otherwise, he was always above that. So really, really good season from Chris Olave. And there are a few reasons I'm very high on him going into next year. And I want to move on up here to the receiving stats from last year, because if you look at this, you might be thinking like, how is he going to finish top 10 receiving yards if he was like, I think 18th on here or whatever it is. And it's really strange because looking at this list, he looks really far down there. But when you look at it, like him to Devontae Smith is like 150-yard difference, and that is a huge gap. Other than that, it's about 300 yards between him and Kelsey and so on. But that's a lot of receivers very, very close together. And you got to remember, he didn't even play those 2 games. So it is very possible the full season he gets through there. And I think another big thing I want to talk about is Derek Carr. Because Chris Olave did this without a incredible quarterback. Andy Dalton, Jameis Winston, 2 quarterbacks in the roster that, just kind of They're not the best. But they did do a pretty good job of getting the ball for rookie. I will give the quarterbacks that. But Derek Carr, as inconsistent as he may be, he is definitely better than Jameis Winston or Andy Dalton. I don't know if there's really any discussion there. Carr is by far the better quarterback between those two. So, in my opinion, Chris Olave getting a somewhat consistent quarterback in Derek Carr, but overall a much better quarterback, and hopefully he won't be hurt, so, it's a consistent passer the entire year. He could easily get up there, especially because, like I said before, he didn't even play those 2 games. And another big thing about getting Derek Carr is we're going to look at Las Vegas' stats last year with Derek Carr. Look at the receiving yards. There is a 900-yard difference between Devontae Adams and Mac Hollins. That is the second highest, is a 900-yard difference between the first and second receiver. That is really insane. And I think what's important to note, though, is whenever you go to the Saints this past year, Chris Olave had a 500-yard difference just about between him and Juwan Johnson. So, I think it kind of speaks for itself a little bit because Chris Olave is basically in the same position. I was checking before this video, making sure I got all my facts straight. The Saints haven't really added anyone crazy receiving-wise to their roster that would for some reason, take shares away from Chris Olave at all. They signed Bryan Edwards, who, funny enough, I think was actually on the Raiders at one point, but I think he left, and then now he's on the Saints. Either way, just funny circle moment there. Yeah, like, this is pretty big because Derek Carr clearly, I mean, and as amazing as Devontae Adams is, like, let's not pretend Adams isn't an incredible receiver. And I'll zoom in there just in case it's not clear before. But 1,500 yards, I'm not saying Chris Olave gets 1,500 yards. I think he absolutely could get 1,500 yards, but clearly Carr targeted the number one guy a lot. Like, he had 100 receptions, second most 57. I mean, that is a massive difference in between the two. And you want to go back to Chris Olave's stats, which I'll zoom in because I kind of forgot to do that. So that's my bad if that was like hard to see before, sorry. But he had 72 receptions down to 42 in second. So Chris Olave is in the same position as he was last year, except a year under his belt after just his rookie season. So now he has an entire offseason. He knows what he's doing now. He feels probably a lot more comfortable than he did as a rookie with a new quarterback who already likes to just kind of look at the best player on the field and throw his way, whether that's for better or for worse, because Derek Carr makes some questionable reads sometimes. But the one thing that is not debatable is Chris Olave will definitely be getting a ton of targets. Whether Derek Carr gets the ball there or not is, up for debate maybe. But he's going to be looking Chris Olave's way. And as an amazing receiver as he is, and as tight as, I guess I could count these out. Like, Kelsey was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th, I think. So 9th through 18th, I guess, or whatever this is. I mean, that's a huge amount of receivers all within 100 yards or so of each other. And you know what? That's not going to be replicated every year. It's not going to be the same like that. Chris Olave, like I said multiple times now, he missed 2 of those games. Jamar Chase will be way higher. He missed 5 games, so he definitely, he'll be much higher. DK Metcalf, I think, will actually maybe even have less because I think Jackson Smith and Jigba is going to take up some of his targets. I'm not really sure, just how many, but I mean, Lockett's already getting up there in age, as amazing as he still is, and it's underrated as he still is, by the way, because he's just below Chris Olave. But I think that might take away from DK Metcalf. I think Wilson will move up. Christian Kirk is going to be interesting because they have Calvin Ridley coming back, so who knows what's really going to happen there. And, so we can do this all day with these receivers on here, but this is more of a Chris Olave video. Got to stay on track. Either way, though, this is why I'm so high on Chris Olave, though, because there is not that many receivers in between, top 10 all of a sudden. And, I mean, he's going to be playing, hopefully, the entire season, so 2 more games, with a quarterback that really likes to target the number one guy repeatedly. And, Chris Olave, there's something about Ohio State. They're just producing the best, not the best, but, well, yeah, actually, no, the best rookie receivers, pretty much. And I think he's only been getting better, so that's why I'm so high on Chris Olave. I feel like I had to make this video talking about the Saints because I'm not sure who else I really focus on this entire roster other than Chris Olave, because Derek Carr, I think, is just kind of boring, but I do think he will get the job done for Chris Olave. I think he'll be better than Dalton, which, whether that's saying a lot or not, I don't know, but, I mean, the numbers really, they were, pretty shocking to me, honestly, compared to, what I thought. I didn't realize there was such a huge difference between both, Chris Olave in second on his team and then Adams in first and second, on his team. So that's why I'm talking Chris Olave. That's going to do it for the video, though. I'm not going to go super in-depth, like I said, I'll be doing individual team videos later on in the offseason. But just kind of keeping it broad, kind of, just stirring the pot a little bit, trying to get some opinions out there. Let me know down below, though, what you guys think for Chris Olave, because I see a huge season for him. Definitely top 10 in yards coming in. Hopefully he finds the end zone more, but, 4 touchdowns rookie, you can't complain. Second highest in the team, looks like, for receiving touchdowns. So, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. As far as these off-season videos, I'm just going to ramble on now, so you can just click off the video if you want to. I'm just talking about this kind of off-season stuff. I'm trying to balance them between, because, whenever you focus on a team, a lot of the time, the player that you're focusing on is the quarterback. And I'm not going to lie, a lot of the videos coming this offseason will be quarterback heavy, but I definitely sprinkled in some other players, some rookies. I did throw in a defensive video or 2, not a lot of defensive videos, because I wanted to kind of focus on offense, unless the defense was just undeniably incredible, and there are a few teams like that, or at least that they got a big pickup that I'm going to be talking about. Also, if you guys remember a while back, I mentioned that I was going to be doing the NFL pre-draft tier list, which I did, and we rated the best offenses and defenses in separate videos before the draft. Now that's after the draft, and June's quickly approaching. I said that I wanted to do it around this time, and I will, so that tier list is coming very, very soon. which will kind of conclude our tier list for a little while, and then we'll be doing more of these videos consistently, really all summer long, as far as individual team stuff and individual player stuff like this on each team, and then. Like I said, for my Madden viewers, still be doing Madden videos throughout the summer, so don't think I'm just going to quit that. I'll definitely still be doing gameplays or Panthers series, all that kind of stuff. Then, Madden comes out, I think, usually in August, so, that'll be a lot more exciting with a new Madden game. And football, I'm going to try and do more during the season this year. I kind of lost it a little bit on like my week picks, and then kind of lost it because, Madden was so high on content. So I'm going to be doing a lot more NFL videos during the next season as well, but I want to be clear that does not take away from my Madden videos. I'm going to be doing those very consistently as well. So, yeah, so thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. And, yeah, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new around here, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.